Hi guys, this is Sadik from Broadband.com, and in this video, we'll show you how to flash the stock firmware on your Samsung phone without using a PC. So we'll be taking the help of Error Flasher tool to get this job done. For the unaware, this is an open source tool and it has quite a lot of features. The most important being that you could easily flash files on a Samsung phone using a OTG device. It could flash both the tar and tar.md5 files. It's just small in size, around 3 MB. It does not require roots and supports all the architecture, the newer ones as well as the old ones as well. Then these are all the features that you could have a look at, and apart from that, you could even use an Android TV. But for now, we are not going for that direction. So in this video, I'll show you how to flash the stock firmware on your Samsung phone using this tool. So please take a backup of all the data on your phone, and then let's get started. So for this method to work, you will need two phones. One is the Samsung phone on which the firmware to be flashed, and the next one is a secondary Android phone. It could be any phone. In the secondary Android phone, you have to connect the USB OTG as well, and the type A of the USB cable and the type C of the cable should be there in the Samsung phone. So just give me a second. The type C should be there on the Samsung phone, and with this we have established a connection between both the phone. As you could see, this is the main phone and this is the secondary phone. Moreover, please make sure to change the file transfer over here. So from here, if the USB should be set to transferring files via Meteor and Android Auto, if that's well and good, then let's get started. So first off, let's unlock the bootloader on our phone. Do note that this will wipe off all the data and might make the warranty null and void as well. Apart from that, it will trip the NOx, and NOx is a hardware component in the motherboard. Once it's get fused, there's no going back, and apps such as Samsung Pay and Health app might no longer work even if you relock the bootloader. So there is no going back. If that's well and good, you could either refer to our guide or the shorter steps given below and get this job done. In short, you will have to boot your phone to the download mode. So regarding this, since you cannot use the PC, you could either use the hardware key combination or the third-party app like Bugjaeger. In Bugjaeger, you have to install this app on your secondary phone, then use the ADB reboot download command, and your main phone will then boot to the download mode. Or you could also use the hardware key combination to get this job done. I made a separate guide on the same as well. So these are the various combinations. If your phone has a volume key home and power button and volume key with no home buttons, power, Bixby and volume key, so you could refer to the guide and the corresponding section which correspond to your phone. So in my case, I have to first power off my phone, and after the phone has been powered off, I have to then, just a minute, so by default it will be set to the Bixby, so I have to change it. So this is one change which I just hit it. So let's search for power. Just give me a second, and power off menu, and in my case I have to power off the phone, and after powering it off, I have to use the volume up and volume down keys. While holding both the keys, my phone will then boot to the download mode, or in some cases you will also have to use you'll first have to tap on restart, and as soon as the phone gets powered off, press and hold the volume up and volume down keys, and your phone will then boot to the download mode. So let's just wait for that to happen. So guys, my phone is now in the download mode, as you could see. So once that is done, let's now move ahead with the next step. So now comes the unlocking part. So you will now have to long press the volume up key, as you could see. This will take you to the device unlock mode. In my case, the bootloader is already unlocked, but still let me show you. Let me long press it, and with this I should be in the bootloader unlock mode, as you could see. Since I already unlocked the bootloader, I'm getting the option to lock the bootloader. In your case, it should be unlock the bootloader. So I already made a video on that. You could also check out my video and get this job done. For instance, let me show you. This is a video, and this is the screen which you will get now when you long press it. So after going to the download mode, let me show you, will get a warning. So long press the volume up key, and after that you will enter the device unlock mode. Let me show you, and as you could see, this is the screen which you will now get. So now you have to press and hold the volume up key. As soon as you press and hold the volume up key, your phone bootloader will be unlocked, and your phone will undergo a reset and then boot to the OS. So once the bootloader has been unlocked on your phone, you will now move ahead with the next step. So in my case, it's already unlocked, and one more thing, you will also get this warning sign. That is completely normal and nothing to worry about. So with that said, our job is half done. You will now have to also bypass the vault keeper mechanism. So for that, you have to go online, and then once again enable the developer options on your phone. I'll show you that as well. So just give me a few seconds, and wait for the phone to boot to the OS. Since your phone has undergone a reset, the first boot up will take up quite a lot of time, which is completely normal and nothing to worry about. So let's just wait for that to happen, and then we will move ahead with the next step. And now we should be inside the OS. So first and foremost, please go online via Wi-Fi, and once you are online, go to the settings menu, then go to about phone, software information, and tap on build number 7 times. You will get a prompt that developer mode has been enabled. Once that is done, go back, and you should now see developer options. Go there and enable the toggle next to OEM unlocking, and make sure that it's currently gray out and already enabled. If that is not the case, then you have to close the menu from here and then restart it, and again make sure that you get this option gray out. Once that is done, this signifies that the wallkeeper has been bypassed and the bootloader is now unlocked on your phone. So once that is done, you could now move ahead with the next step, which is the step 11. And now you have to get hold of the stock firmware for your phone. You have to download the firmware on your secondary phone. So on your phone, simply type in the query download Samsung firmware, and you could use the SAMFW website to get this job done. So you may either type in the device name or the model name. So in my case, let me use the model name, which is SM dash, and then we have the G781B. G781B, this is the S20 fan edition. So choose this, and then you have to choose the CSC as well. CSC is the region for your phone. So in my case, it's the Asia India region. Let me close the ad, and let's move ahead with the next step. And now you have to download the firmware which correspond to your phone. So get hold of the firmware file from here. Once you've got the firmware file, it will be now downloaded onto your phone, and it will be in a zip format. You will have to extract it. For extraction, you may use any file manager app. In my case, I'm using a OnePlus phone, which automatically supports the zip extraction. Or you may also use a third-party app such as the Solid File Manager app from here. As you could see, this is an app which also supports file extraction. And once you have done the extraction, you will get the following files. Let me show you. These are the 5 files: AP, BL, CP, CSC, and Home CSC. So now you have to flash this file onto your phone, which could take up to a while. So let's get started. Now, first and foremost, you will have to install the raw Samsung flasher from the GitHub official site onto your secondary phone. This is the raw Samsung flasher. So open the file, open the app, and as of now, that is shown as no device. It is completely normal because the app can only read the phone in download mode. So you will now have to boot your phone to the download mode. So for that, I will first have to power off my phone, and after that, I have to press and hold the volume up and down keys, and my phone will be in the download mode. So guys, my phone is now in the download mode, as I could see, and now we must start with the flashing process. So first off, you have to establish the download mode connection. So use the USB OTG and the type A of the USB cable on your secondary phone, and the type C on your main Samsung phone, and you will get a prompt on your secondary phone. Make sure to tap on OK, and your phone is now shown here, as you could see. So now we must start off with the flashing process. So now you have to add all the files inside this app. So tap on add file, and let's now choose all the files. So in my case, this is the folder, and first off, choose the AP file. Then again tap on add file, choose the BL file, add file, CP, and now you have to choose either the CSC or the Home CSC. The CSC file should be used if you want to do a format data. On the other hand, the Home CSC should be used if you don't want to do a format data. The choice is completely yours. As of now, I want to do a format data as well. So I will choose the CSC file, and once you have loaded all the files, just hit the start button, and the flashing will now start. You could keep a track of the same at the top menu. As you could see at the top menu bar, the flashing is now going on, and it will take only a few seconds. The flashing is very fast as compared to Odin, and let's just wait for a few more seconds. If the flashing is not going on and your phone is not being shown in the app, then you will have to reboot the phone to the OS, and then unplug your phone from the USB cable and the OTG as well, and then use a different USB cable. In my case, I had to use a different cable to get the job done. So you may try out these USB tweaks to get the job done. You may also use the log option and have a look at the log and check out the issue, what exactly is happening. In my case, the flashing should now be done in a few more seconds, and it's now flashing all the files. As of now in the log, you could see that it's flashing the files and the super.img, the recovery img, boot img. So you could keep a track of all the files being flashed from here. So give it around 4 to 5 minutes, and the flashing will then be done. So guys, the flashing is just about to get complete. It will take only a few more seconds. So let's just wait for that to happen. And it should now be done. And as you could see, the flashing is done, and you will see the device under none because our phone is no longer in the download mode. As soon as the flashing is complete, your phone will automatically boot to the OS. And since the bootloader is currently unlocked, I am getting this warning sign. That's normal. Moreover, I have used the CSC file and not the home CSC. So my phone will first undergo a reboot a couple of times, and then it will boot to the recovery mode. From the recovery mode, I will have to do a format data, and only then my phone will boot to the OS. In case you have used the home CSC, then you might not be able to have to do the format data. So it only depends if you're using the CSC or the home CSC file. Moreover, you could even obtain root using this method. So in case of root, you have to use the patch AP file and not the normal AP file. The process is somewhat different, but I have made a separate guide and a video on the same. You could also refer to my guide. And with the help of the same ROS Samsung flasher, you may also get the job done and obtain root without using a PC. So this is my entire guide. First, you have to unlock the bootloader, and then you have to do a couple of additional steps as well. Patch the images file, then extract the file, and when you get all the files, you will have to then decompress the file and then recompress them into the .tar format, and then you have to flash the .tar file instead of the AP file, and then use the BLCP and the normal CSV file and flash it, and then you will have obtained root. So with that said, you could see our phone is now inside the OS. So let's get started and agree to the terms and condition, and that's completely normal. Let me skip it for now to fasten up the process, and I will take you to the OS, and then we will round off this video. Just a few more seconds are left. If you want, you may go online, connect your phone to the Google account or Samsung account and restore all the data. But for now, I'm skipping all that stuff. Let me skip this as well and skip all the other stuffs and take you to the OS directly. Let's skip this as well. More agree next. And with this, we are now inside the OS. So guys, this was all from this video on how you could flash the firmware without using a PC with the help of the ROS Samsung flasher. So you just have to boot your phone to the download mode, unlock the bootloader, and after that install the ROS app in the secondary phone. Then boot your phone to the download mode once again, establish the connection. Your phone will then be shown here. After that, download the Samsung firmware on your secondary phone, extract the firmware. It will be in a zip format. Extract it. You will get the 5 files. Out of the 5 files, you have to add the AP, BLCP, and either the CSC if you want format data, or the home CSC if you don't want format data. And finally, hit the start button. You may keep a track of the log form here. If there's any issue in the log file, you could get a hold of the issue and then let me know in the comment section. Likewise, if you have any other queries, do let me know in the comments. And thanks a lot for watching.